cannot get myself in the beginning of February worked up about a team that's on overall that kind of roll.
And we saw a little highlight right there of the controversial goal that was disallowed after it was called a goal by the Caps. Nick Dowd in front. I don't know if you saw that, Chris. When I saw it, I was up at the arena. Pony was there. I agreed instantly that it was a terrible call. I thought for sure they would allow that, because if you don't allow that, so what is goaltender interference then? Dowd made very little contact with Tristan Jarry on that play, and Peter Laviolette went wild, and he should have.
Oh, I'm so sad for Washington that they got jobbed by an obviously bad call. But hey, this is just, in my opinion, a call like that not being, overturned and not being given to Washington as a good goal. Isn't that just NHL officiating, warming up for the playoffs when we all tear our hair out about how inconsistent they are game to game? I know it's not usually on calls like that, but yeah, they got jobbed. I'll say this on February 2nd. So what?
Go to the lines. We got Brad in Punxsutawney, the home of Phil, also the home of Brad here too. What's up, Brad?
Hey, Bob. Hey, I scooted over to Heinz Field tonight with my wife to the National Signing Day, and just was really excited about all the energy and everything, that the fans that were there, getting to talk with the coaches, and just kind of putting a stamp on the end of this season and looking towards the future. It was a nice experience over there tonight. We really enjoyed it, and kind of looking forward to the next season, and just kind of wanted to share that comment with you.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of thanks, Brad. There's a lot of Keaton Slovis came in from the transfer portal. Didn't last very long in there. A lot of teams wanted him, but he saw an opening here. I think it's a good move by him to come here. But that's the future of recruiting now, isn't it, Chris? I mean, they didn't have anyone signed today, and yet they're pretty happy with the fact that they want to get stuff done before it ever comes to February.
Yeah, I mean, it's odd to me. It's a little bit of, talking out of both sides of your mouth or trying to have it both ways. Pat Narduzzi seems to grouse about the transfer portal here and there a little bit, but he obviously utilizes it, right? These coaches do the same song and dance. It's not just Pat, so I don't want to zero in on him. It's every coach. They tend to get a little grumpy about NIL and about the transfer portal and about a much less hindered movement of players, and yet every single one of them tries to exploit it to the best they can. If Keaton Slovis comes in here and gives you any rough approximation of what Pickett did last year, Pitt's going to be a force to be reckoned with yet again, and Narduzzi will be pretty happy. So I will say this, though. Slovis is under a ton of pressure, right? And Cignetti is too, because you just look at the guys they're replacing with all the history, the bad history or the mediocre history, that Pickett wiped out. There is going to be a ton of pressure on this kid's shoulders coming across the country to a place where people see everything else that's back for Pitt football coming into next year and say, why can't they be even better when you look at no Clemson on the schedule and things like that?
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think at this point, you look at him and probably think 10 wins. I don't know if that's going to get them to the top 10 late in the season, but if they do that, they're going to win another ACC Coastal and be in position to win it again in the championship game. So if you do that every year, I think you're pretty much accomplishing everything you want to accomplish. Let's go to the lines again. We have is it Reg or Reggie? Regis, one of the three. I can't see it, but hey, Regis, what's up in Coriopolis?
How you doing, guys?
You were the third selection, but Regis, we're glad you're here.
I just want to know on what kind of relationship do you think Ben had with Mason Rudolph, and do you think Ben taught him anything? And if you remember when Rudolph was drafted by the Steelers, didn't it take Ben a few days for even to acknowledge?
Yeah, it did. I don't think it was a good relationship at all. And I think you saw Mason Rudolph, although I would have taken the high road if I had to tell him to do anything, much like I would have told Najee Harris to take the high road and his assessment of what quarterback he wants, Chris. I don't think that serves them well at all internally, but, they expressed their opinions, and that's what it was. I don't think it was a good relationship.
All right, I'll do something that you'll at least laud me for my consistency here, Bob. Rudolph and Roethlisberger had no relationship. Ben seemed to hold it against Rudolph that the front office would have the audacity to pick him and threw the old playbook line at him. Mason Rudolph owed Ben Roethlisberger less than nothing in their parting. He owed him no comments, no conciliatory gesture, none of it. I am more than happy that he didn't say anything or tweet anything or anything else like that. I don't really care if he said anything in private. I doubt it. By the same token, here's where you'll appreciate I'm being at least consistent, if nothing else. Mason Rudolph's not good. I think we all know that he's not good. He is a mediocre to maybe average quarterback on his best day. So Najee Harris, he sees what he is. He knows. He's been around him 1 year.
But what good does it do to air it that way? I mean,
I think Najee Harris says that. I think Najee Harris is a pretty smart guy. He says that having a pretty good idea that they're not going to be standing pat at quarterback. But I don't have a problem with him stating the obvious, because if he said, oh, Mason's great, Mason's awesome, I think there'd be some Steelers fans kind of wondering if Najee Harris was watching the same guy the rest of us have.
well, I'm not even saying that, but what I would say, if he's going to mention other guys, hey, look, we have two guys that we feel pretty good about. That's all he has to say, and Dwayne Haskins and Mason Rudolph, and then he could have added anyone else to that. It would have been, to me, a better way of handling that, but that's just me. We got a lot of callers here on the line. We're going to get to them when we come back. We got Ralph, we got John, we got Jared, we got Mike. We're going to take a little break here, come back with that, and some news about Pitt basketball, and it's not good news once again tonight in Wake Forest. It's all next right here on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.